So I bought a belt for about 50 quid the other day. It didn't even fit me. What a huge waste. Forget it. Forget it.
Perfect.
So the VaporMax line is one of those type of sneakers that isn't everyone's cup of tea, but this one might just change your mind. On today's episode, we are reviewing the Nike VaporMax 2023. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of this video, I just want to give a big shout out to today's sponsor, BetterHelp. And that's H-E-L-P. And I have worked with these guys before, but it's such a brilliant service. We all go through hardships with mental health, and I'm not excluded from that as well. We have days where we can't get out of bed, we don't want to speak to anyone, we just want to be left alone. But during those times, that's exactly when you need to speak to someone. BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service, and it's 100% online. With them, you can tap into a network of over 30,000 licensed and experienced therapists who can help you with a wide range of problems you may be going through. It's very simple to get started. You just answer a few questions about your needs and preferences in terms of therapy. That way, BetterHelp can match you with the right therapist from their network. And they offer a different range of ways you can actually talk to them via text, via phone, web chat, and live chat as well. So if you wanted to talk to someone face to face with actually being in the room, you can do that. You can message your therapist at any time and schedule live sessions when it's convenient for you. And the great thing as well, if you're not happy with the therapist that you're assigned with, you can always switch out. It's a way better platform than going to an in-office therapy session just because it's more convenient and of course the flexibility as well. Not to forget the affordability to the pricing. And that's where I come in. You get 10% off your first month with my link, which is of course betterhelp.com/lifeofabroski. So click the link in my description box as well because it's also down there. And remember broskies, you're not alone. Speak to someone because it always does help. Again, a big thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. But now let's tuck in to this review. Now the Nike VaporMax line hasn't always been my sort of sneaker. Off the top of my head, the best ones in my opinion have been the VaporMax Evo, the VaporMax Flyknit 3 and the VaporMax Plus. The rest of them haven't really been my cup of tea. But getting this pair in hand, I've got to say this is the best one we've had for a while. I do believe the last VaporMax that we had, I think was 2021, it did retail for 200 quid and that was an absolute mazza. This one increases the price very slightly to £205. And I can't lie, as much as this is very expensive, I kind of thought they were going to go for a little bit more. Now if you're after a pair, I will leave some purchase links down below just to make it a little bit easier. But these did release, to my knowledge anyway, with two other colours. There's an all white pair which looks a nightmare to keep clean in the summer. Flyknit material in general has always been a dirt magnet and just like me as a kid, they look like absolute trouble. But they did release an all blacked out version without the sort of shimmer that I have on this pair. And I won't lie, they look so much better, but at the same time they look too subtle for my liking. Kind of prefer the pair that I've got just because it stands out that little bit more. Maybe you'll feel different broskies, but comment down below what's your best pair out of the lot. Now this silhouette is actually a part of Nike's Move to Zero initiative, where part of the shoe is actually made with recycled material. So of course it does come with that Move to Zero box that we've had recently with a lot of different pairs. But the product sticker itself does say Air VaporMax 2023 Flyknit and the official colorway is black, white, white, black. How original. White, black, black, white. So creative, you know? Now if you're looking to spend 205 quid on a pair of shoes, of course you're thinking about how they fit. Now like most VaporMax sneakers, in my opinion, have always been true to size, especially the Flyknit versions. They've always fit my foot pretty good. So for me, it's always been a true to size fit, but just bear in mind, my foot is more on the narrower side. So maybe if you have wide feet, you might need to go half a size up. But on the other hand, the Flyknit material does sort of cater to your foot, but you don't want to overstretch it, you know? So the 2023 edition to the VaporMax Nike sneaker, let's see what's new. Now it does say in the name, the Flyknit material does make up most of the upper. This colorway in particular though, does have a lot of hits of that sort of white / silver. And I've got to say, as soon as I got them out of the box, they were way better in terms of shape than the 2021 edition. And I won't even touch on that 2020 edition because that toggle system was a big no-no. Also Also, I did kind of notice the Air Max 98 vibes to this shoe. It might be me reaching, but I just noticed it with those stripes. But I am a big fan of how they've done the material on the Flyknit. A lot of Flyknit sneakers do look a bit boring in my opinion, but this one adds a bit more character. Especially with those massive Nike swooshes, it gives this sneaker that extra pop. But when it comes to the laces though, it does look a bit weird in my opinion. I don't know what it is, but the gap is just so big on the tongue. Especially when you tie the shoes up, it's just so noticeable. Maybe it's just me nitpicking, but it's defo something I noticed straight away. We'll get the VaporMax branding on the tongue, which does look cool. And another thing they did change is that soft towel sort of material that they added to the ankle collar and on the inside too. It's a nice feeling on foot. It adds the extra cushioning. But again, I'm just thinking about that white pair. That part is just going to get so dirty straight away. Now the insole is a bit Marmite. I know you're not going to see it technically too often, but it just looks absolutely horrific. Got the Nike pinwheel towards the back though, and the actual underneath of the insole does look actually cool. Got that sort of digi camo look to it with the perforation holes underneath. Now towards the back we do have that pull tab, and the VaporMax branding is there too. It's not too in your face, but it does do the job. Now one of the reasons a lot of people are put off by the VaporMax sneaker, it is of course the air sole. I won't lie, it's not the most pleasant thing to look at. It always reminds me of football boots, and I don't know why. And yes, they have refined it over the past few years and lowered it a little bit more, adding a lot more stability and sleekness too. Now towards the lateral side of the air sole, we do have that Nike swoosh, which is a nice touch. Now from what I've read, it is actually the same air sole as the 2021 edition, so there's nothing too standoutish here. And from what I remember, it does actually feel the same on foot as well. It's not the most comfiest feeling, but I can't complain at all. Now comparing it to the 2021 edition, again, it is pretty much the same here on the outsole. However, it does look better because there isn't as much recycled materials from what I can tell. It does look a lot more premium in that department. So the VaporMax 2023, what are we saying, broskies? And most importantly, are these a buy or a buy? Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you, broskies. I was ready to slate these before I got these in hand. I was just thinking, why are Nike doing this? Why have they raised the price? I know inflation and that kind of thing, but the VaporMax 2023, £205? Come on, bruh. So even though I did want to hate these, I just can't seem to do it. They look so much better on foot compared to previous models. Especially that top down look, it looks so much better. And I know it might just be me, but the resemblance to the Air Max 98 in terms of the pattern on the shoe just gives me that nostalgia. And they're not half bad on foot either. I've never really found the VaporMax line that much more comfortable than your average Air Max, but this one isn't that bad. Other than what they did look like, the problems I did have with the VaporMax line was the stability. I just always kind of felt like I was going to roll my ankles, but this pair, you do not have that problem. Technically, the only thing about this shoe that does put me off a lot is of course the price. In this day and age, for me, the only time I'm going to spend that much on a shoe is if I really need it and if I really love it. And just like the 2021 and 2020 VaporMax, I can see these going on sale rather quickly. So maybe wait for more colorways to come out, because best believe Nike are going to push these closer to summer. So maybe wait for that to grab yourself a pair, but I can still recommend these all day long. So overall, the Nike VaporMax 2023, it is indeed an absolute buy. But broskies, comment down below and let me know what you think. Is the 2023 VaporMax a must cop in your collection, or is this an absolute miss? Leave it all down below and I will pin the best comment. But broskies, thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to hit me up on the socials, and whilst you're here, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and till the next episode, take care.